Oh, back here again. As you can see, it's November 10th and we're just covered in snow. It's like minus 10 degrees Celsius, but I guess I'm not really going to talk about the weather. We're going to talk about part 2 of this clutch repair on this Massey 40 loader. Got the clutch kit in today. I actually started putting that release bearing in, and we got the pilot bearing as well with the kit. It's right there. Decided to actually replace the whole clutch instead of just rebuilding those discs there, or having those discs replaced, just because it was so rusty and everything, and it was just going to be such a pain. And since you already have it apart, you might as well just go with it and replace that stuff. It's all remanufactured here in the box. I got the alignment tool with it, wherever the heck I put it, somewhere around here. Oh, right there. Which is nice. Usually we have to make them up on the lathe, but I guess they give you these nowadays. I say I haven't done this for a long time. Got some new gauges for the thing too. A lot of them were screwed up. Fuel gauge, every gauge wasn't working actually, so including the tachometer, which I think we fixed, but the tach itself is the needles broke off, but it still works. So you get an idea what RPM you're at. It really doesn't matter that much. More about the hour meter, I guess, than anything. As for the flywheel there, I'm really convinced that we don't need to get that turned anywhere. It's just like not scored really at all. The rust is good, and I think that it's like replacing your pads on your rotors in your car or your shoes. You don't turn them unless they're scored or really rough, and that's the same idea. So I think that's just going to be the way it is, and for what it is. Plus we're trying to keep the costs low on this thing because it is it is a charity, so, and we want to try to keep it as low as we can. We already spent, well, all those parts all together were $1,000 with a new battery, which it did need. So hopefully this thing is good to go when we get it back together. I will put the clutch on the flywheel there, and I'll give you an update on how that went. I have a little trick here with this pilot bearing. I'm sure people, mechanics or whatever, know this. Do it all the odd time. You pump that inner shaft guide there full of grease, and you can use the tool that they give you for the alignment or something of that size, and you drive it in, and the grease forces the bearing itself out for replacement. Then you're not, pissing around with punches and stuff like that, and potentially like burring or gouging that inner thing there for the bearing. So yeah, pumped full of grease and should be able to come out there. I'll give it a couple of hits. Like I say, I can't really hit it while filming, but take my word for it, it's gonna work. So I got the pilot bearing out there just with that tool and using the grease, the clutch alignment tool. Came out with a little problem, so worked pretty good. That's I figured it would. Worked before, so I don't know why it wouldn't work now. But yeah, that little trick it saves a lot of headaches. So I know this thing's plastic. You don't want to obviously hit too hard, but it worked fine. It's actually fairly durable, pretty thick piece of plastic, so I wasn't too concerned about it breaking when I drove on it. It really didn't take much to hit it out, so, and usually they're pretty easy that way. So hope that helps a little bit. People who don't know that trick, to get those pilot bearings out of the flywheels. So there you go. So we got the clutch assembly bolted onto the flywheel there. And as you can see, the alignment tool is sticking out there. It gets both the plates, discs lined up, your disc fibers. And that makes it easy when we put this tractor back together to go on the shaft there. For the, there's two shafts actually on that. It's a power takeoff shaft, PTO shaft, and the transmission shaft. So we get this back together soon. Everything bolted up pretty nice on the old clutch there, and this thing should be putting along in no time.
Hello everyone, it's Friday, January 12th, and this is going to be a follow-up video on the Massey 40 tractor repair that I did, or clutch repair. The tractor went together just fine. Everything is working well. There was no issues with that. Unfortunately, I didn't have time to film the reassembly of it, but take my word for it, the thing is running really well. They're using it up there at the local association, and we've used it to scrape up some snow and help build the local ice rink there, leveling it out and stuff like that. So it worked really well. It's going to be a nice little tractor for them. It actually fires up in the cold. It was like last week and the week before it was like minus 30 one night, probably about minus 20 on average through the night. And the one evening I had to fire it up. It wasn't plugged in or anything, and it fired right up in the shed. So I'm guessing in the shed it would be probably around minus 8, but it didn't seem to hesitate much. A few cranks and she fired right up. So I hope we can make some new videos. I'm hoping I can get a video of it in action sometime, but it isn't mine, so can't really film it that way. But we'll see. Maybe in the spring I can get another video, make a small part 3. Anyway, have a good day, and hope we keep making videos.